So in today's video, I'm going to expose how Rob the Bank, TJR and brezscales actually make their money. So stick around. And if you're a coach, mentor or a consultant and you want to be $3,000 richer by the time this video ends, stick around because I have something special for you guys. Now, before I take too much of your time, let's just get straight into it because I just want to keep it short with you guys. Now, before I go into depth about everything, I want to give you guys a little overview about each of these people, right? Now, Brez, TJR, Rob the Bank, all of these guys, they're their own creators, right? Rob the Bank has been internet famous for a while now. I think I saw him on Vine also once. I'm not sure. But let's say like all the three of these guys, they are creators, right? Now, each of these guys they have their own niche. Brez has his freelance brand scaling niche. TJR has his day trading niche. Rob the Bank has his TikTok shop niche. Now, if you're watching this and you're a coach or something, you have your own niche, right? If you're a mentor, you have your own niche, right? Now, once you have your own niche, you also know you have a set of skills that get results, right? And what I want you to know is that you can productize you can productize the whole result getting process, which is also called transformation. You can productize your transformation and you can sell it, right? And this is what these guys do. They create an info product, which is literally a productized version of all the transformation that they have had in the past. So Brez has his own coaching program. TJR has his own mentorship. Rob the Bank has his own biz in a box, which is basically a high ticket service. Costs about 10K, I think. I'm not sure. It's very high ticket, but each of these guys they charge anywhere from 2K to 10K, even more, right? So they charge a lot of money and they make a lot of sales. That's why they make 600K, 500K, $300K per month. Now I know what you're wondering, like how do they sell so fucking much? That's something I'm going to get into, and I'm so excited to talk about this. I can't even contain myself because it's a revelation that I had after watching a couple of videos, reading a couple of books, and especially systems, thinking in systems. That's one of the best books that I've read, and this kind of whole concept is inspired by that. But I don't want to take too much of your time. I just want to get into the info pattern, which is very simple, right? Info pattern is very simple. Now, if you're a coach, consultant, or a mentor, or whatever you are, like even if you are someone who's just posting random TikTok videos, understand this info pattern if you want to make more money through your audience, right? Now, the info pattern is pretty simple. Let's say Rob the Bank, right? Rob the Bank basically mastered the skill of creating TikTok shops, scaling them, and then selling them to like big businesses, right? And he got that result for himself as well. He got that proof that it works, right? And then he used that sort of proof to identify what are the things that he's done that got him these results today. What are the things that he's done that got him the transformation that he's had today, right? He productizes that whole transformation and then he charges a high ticket amount to obviously sell the skills, teach the skills, and actually get his clients the results. That's why he charges like 2 to 10K. Like that's why each of these people online charge like 2 to 10K because they know that it works. They've done it themselves multiple times. They know it works. That's why now they're just teaching it to others in return for money. And the thing is, like, sure, they charge 2K, 10K, but in return they are giving the value to these people for which are worth like 20K to 100K as well. A TikTok shop, you can hit 100K with a TikTok shop within 3 months if you know what you're doing. You can make 20K a month with brand scaling if you know what you're doing, right? So you get what I'm trying to say, right? There is a discrepancy where they charge a high amount, yes, but they also give a lot more value. That's why the price feels cheaper. Now, how do they sell so fucking much, right? They have a high ticket, they have an info product, but like, how do they sell so fucking much? That's a biggest question that everyone's gotten, right? Now, this is not a funnel breakdown, and I'm not going to break down any sort of funnels because I want to teach you guys fundamental principles that work evergreen. Like you can use these principles anytime you want to, and it's never going to fade out, right? So I'm going to just keep continuing with this. Now, obviously, like I said, this is not a funnel breakdown, so don't click off the video. I'm not going to give you guys any tactics or anything. This is just going to be evergreen source that you can use for your own coaching program, or if you're a growth operator, you can just show your clients this video and they can just work with you on improving their own product, and which just means they make more money and you make more money. Now, before I move any further, I want you guys to real quick, just take a quick look at these landing pages, right? And identify what's one thing that's similar between each of these guys, like each of these landing pages. right? And one thing that you're going to notice is the undeniable proof that the info product works. The undeniable proof, which is the testimonials, the client results. Over here, you can see the screenshots. Again, client reviews. Rob the Bank has a long list. Obviously, Brez has a lot more videos. TJR has a couple of photos and just one video, and he's still making like 400K, 500K per month with his coaching program, which is absolutely bonkers, right? Now, do you guys think that's the main reason that these guys are closing? Who knows? Now, it does build a sense of confidence, but there's one more thing that you guys need to understand over here. The only way these guys got to this point is by closing a shit ton of clients. Closing a shit ton of clients and improving your product as they keep closing the clients. What I mean by this is pretty simple, right? There are three different stages that each of, every coach is at, right? Three different stages. Maybe there are more stages, but these are the three stages that I've kind of thought of, right? And I'm going to go through each of the stages and I'm going to show you guys what you need to do if you are in this stage, right? Now, stage one is pretty simple. Let's say you start off your coaching program, you have 1 to 2 clients. Right now, you're in the fog phase. Okay, all you need to do is you have to sell more and you have to learn more. That's it. And the best part is you are literally getting paid to learn how to improve your delivery so that you can make more money. So it's like an evergreen loop, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how it works, right? So sell and learn, this is the driving in the fog phase. Okay, you can't see more than 5 feet ahead of you, but you can move forward by signing clients and collecting more data. What do I mean exactly by this, right? And I have like the step-by-steps broken down right now, so I'm going to just go over it real quick. Now, it's pretty simple. If you're in this stage, you need to realize that right now is the time where you have to focus 100% on closing more clients. That's it. Closing more clients, collecting more data. What I mean by this is pretty simple. Sign more clients, get on calls, ask deep questions, write down every FAQ, fear, hesitation, and goal these guys have. Start improving your delivery plus messaging with real language from real people. So when I say this, what I mean is like, you're not using your assumption anymore about what people need, right? You're speaking to the people that you want to work with, you're asking them what they need, and then once you create a solution for their problems, you're creating value out of thin air. You're literally creating value out of thin air for creating solutions or blueprints for their problems. And once you do that, you can immediately increase your prices and you can hone in on closing the specific type of clients that you actually have, right? The specific solutions means basically like these solutions will only work for one certain type of individual, right? And that's basically how you kind of improve your product. But obviously you don't want to be too narrowed down to the point where you're specific about the age, gender, sexuality, and all of those things. Like, calm down. Keep it all about the transformation, right? That's it. That's the only advice I give you, right? Now, the stage, obviously there's one more, like a summary part below this, which I'll go over later, but I just want to go over the second stage right now. Now, the systems phase. Now, this is where you've closed like 5 to 10 clients, or you want to close more now, right? So if you've closed 5 clients, now your offer is validated. Like, you know it works. Now it's time for you to build systems so that your offer does not collapse under inconsistency. When I say your offer doesn't collapse under inconsistency, what I mean by that is you need to make as many shots as possible. And in order for you to make as many shots as possible, you have to close a lot of clients. That's what I mean by taking a lot more shots. Let me just simplify it for you pretty further, right? If you are in this stage, your focus is pretty simple. You want to systemize your client acquisition, right? Have a calendar booking flow. Have inbound, outbound scripts ready for you. Simple, funnel plus lead magnet. Attract and drive the traffic through this funnel. That's one of the biggest parts, because once you start attracting and driving the traffic through the funnel, you're just gonna have so many more, clients to work with, and it's just gonna give you more leverage to test out your new product, and then use their feedback to improve the product again, right? Now, once you've done the first step, which is systemizing the client acquisition, the second step will be double down on client results. Now, when I say double down on client results, it's pretty simple what I mean by this, right? Okay, I'm so sorry. My microphone basically just got disconnected, so let me just go over it again. The step 2 is basically double down on your client results. Now, when I say double down on client results, it's pretty simple. Document the before and after results of your clients. Once you've done that, gather the testimonials and proof of these results, and then organize them into an ascending or descending order, obviously, And the ones that have gotten the best results, pick the top 20% of those people, right? The best results. Identify the top 20% of those people. Now, all you have to do is focus more on improving your info product. Now, to improve your info product, you have to highlight the ones who got the best results. Like I said, interview them, uncover the patterns, uncover any sort of psychological patterns, beliefs, anything, or just like any excuses these guys have, or any sort of feedback these guys have. Just like have a chat with them, identify their whole ICP, right? From like a very detailed perspective. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Now, once you get that kind of data and you see, what you understand is like, once you have those calls with the top 20% of your clients, you'll see like there's some sort of similarities between these guys. Like it's something maybe about them taking action. It's maybe the type of belief they have. And all you have to do is kind of use that same sort of topic or the data to use it in your offer, messaging and sales. And then what you'll see is you start attracting the similar kind of people again and again, right? So obviously use that data, create better solution based on the feedback from clients. That's very important, right? For example, let's say if one of my clients is like, hey, can you make sure you bring on a setter under a week in my offer rather than take 2 weeks? And then obviously I'll be like, cool, will that make you happy? And then he's like, yeah, it's going to make me happy. And if I see that he's the client that's making me the most amount of money and he requires speed, that's something that I will provide in order for me to provide more value and obviously me getting paid more, right? So it's always about making the other person more money. It's not always about you making more money. That's something you guys have to remember. Now, I'll basically get into this and get this over with very quickly, right? Now, once you've created the better solution, tailor the messaging to that ICP, increase the price due to the proof that, hey, it actually works, repackage your offer and relaunch stronger. That's it, right? Now, that's where you're at the stage 2, and that's how you'll go to, that's how you get past the stage 2 and make like 50K or 100K after that, right? Now, stage 3 is the plateau phase. You have a lot of clients, but you're still not at 100K per month, right? You have, let's say 20 clients, 30 clients, and you're still not at 100K per month. Why is that? Because either you're charging low ticket or your info products is shit, right? Now, you have to kind of break the 100K per month illusion. So if you think that you have a 100K per month product and the market is not agreeing, I have to be honest with you, the product is not 100K per month ready. Like if it was 100K per month ready, you'd already be there. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Which means like that's a good news. Which means that there is still friction, which means you can still work on fixing that. Maybe it's your product, maybe the promise or the positioning. Either way, I'm going to help you out with it in this video, right? So how can you fix this? If you have a lot of clients and you haven't hit 100K per month yet, watch this, right? Collect a new wave of client data. So with all your existing clients, collect the data, right? The same data on the left, it can be the before and after results, the testimonial proof, and then obviously you can ask these questions as well. You can just send them a feedback form, ask them deep questions that you think will help you identify the ICP better, will help you identify the beliefs that these guys have even better, right? Now, for example, once you've had that kind of form sent, obviously you'll have their answers, and again, interview the top 20% of your clients, right? In terms of results and transformation. Redefine your ICP, rebuild your offer positioning, improve delivery for faster and better results. That's all you have to do. And once you've done that, you can increase your pricing. If you're at like 2K and if you're like 20 to 30 clients, you're still making like 40 to 60K. You're not making 100K per month, right? And in order to do that, you have to increase your pricing, and you can maybe even, who knows, if you're at stage 3, your product is actually worth 10K per month or $10,000, but you're not selling it for $10,000. You can improve your product, right? But here's what I'm trying to like show you guys. If you guys want a visual representation, this is what I'm trying to say, right? For example, you're at like stage 1. If you're at stage 1, this is where you're probably at, right? Where is the pen? Okay, I think I don't use Figma often, but basically let me just use my arrow, right? So this is where you are at stage 1. This is the engineering mental model that is used for like understanding accuracy and precision, right? So for example, let's say stage 1 is, this is where you're at in stage 1. You have low accuracy and low precision about your product. And when I say low accuracy, low precision, what I actually mean by is like, you don't actually clearly understand what your product, like who your product actually helps, right? And in order for you to understand this, you have to take more shots. That's what I meant by taking more shots. And in info product industry, when I say take more shots, it means close more clients, make your client acquisition better. And this is how you're going to make your client acquisition better, right? So you take more shots. And the more shots you take, you realize that you're at stage 2 now, and you're a little bit closer to your goal. You're still outside, but you're still closer, right? You're still at stage 2. You're getting closer, and you just have to make a couple more iterations, and you're good, right? And then obviously high accuracy is when you hit that 100K per month mark. Like you nail your offer messaging. You have an amazing product that actually gets banging results. You charge your price is like 1 to 10 basically, which means you charge $1,000, but you're getting results of $10,000, right? That's what's going to make you a lot more, like a shit ton of money. That's what's going to make you a lot of money. That's what's going to take you to 100K per month. Like this is the reason, like the high accuracy and high precision is the reason why brezscales, Rob the Bank, and TJR are making like these, like they make this much amount of money because of this. That's it. And stupid simple, right? It takes a lot of work. It's not easy, but it's pretty simple. It takes a lot of time and work, right? So this is where you want to be. And the only way you can be over here is if you take more shots. The only way you can hit the bullseye is if you can take more shots. Because let's say, I take a shot over here, I'll understand that the next time I take a shot, I have to hit a little bit towards the right? So that's called an iteration. And obviously on the top right is basically the people who are at stage 3, where they think they're supposed to make 100K per month, but they're not actually making 100K per month. They're closing a specific type of client, like client profile, but they're still not making 100K per month. They have good pricing, they have a good offer, they're still not making it. I mean, obviously they don't have a good offer if they don't have a good product. But you get what I'm trying to say, right? If your results are shit, your offer is going to be shit, your clients are going to get shit results, your business is just going to be shit. So you have to have a good product, and that's what I'm all about on my whole channel, right? I just want you guys to understand that the amount of power there is in you giving an information and changing someone's life completely is absolutely life-changing. Trust me. But yeah, the summary is pretty simple for each of the stages. If you're at stage 1, you don't have a marketing or a sales problem, you have a clarity problem that comes from client data. Understand that. And client data is obviously taking more shots over here, like I showed you, right? Now, the second stage is systematizing client acquisition is key to always improving your product. Why? Because you have consistent flow of testing out your product's new version with new clients, which I'll explain exactly in some time, like right now, basically. And obviously if you're at stage 3 and you think your offer is bad, please take a look at your product, right? Because if you have a good product, you can have an absolutely banging offer out of thin air. And I mean this, like if you have a good product, you can go, like you will be willing to go in the red. Like if I had sheer confidence and conviction that I can make you 100K per month, I would easily like tell you guys that if I don't get you there, I'll pay you $10,000, right? Like that's the type of conviction and confidence you need to have, because that only comes from having a good product, right? And you need to work on making a good product, and that comes with a lot of time and effort and sacrifice and everything. And if you're not ready for that, let me know. I'll post a couple of mindset videos to help you guys with it. But here's what I want you to understand. When I say clarity comes from client data, let me give you guys another mental model to think from, right? This is basically from systems, thinking in systems, right? This little diagram, right? And this is how systems work. This is how our nature works. This is how natural selection works. This is how computers work. This is how our brain works, right? But in the info product industry, this is how a system works. You have an offer. Now this can be a version 1, version 2, version 3 of the offer, right? You have an offer. You put the offer through a client acquisition system, which is also a process, right? You put the offer through a process. You close the clients and everything, and then you see what type of results a specific client is getting, right? You use the client feedback for reporting purposes, and then you see if you can improve the product. What's going to happen is, obviously you improve the product, which means you improve the offer. So like if you have to kind of, like if I just don't want to confuse you guys. Yeah. So offer and product, you put it through an acquisition system. you get client results, you use the feedback to improve the offer again. Now, this is what iteration actually looks like in terms of a diagram, right? Let me just zoom into it a bit. So, for example, you start off with the version 1 of your offer and product, and you put it through the acquisition process, getting more clients, you sign the clients, you get them results, you take note of those results, and you see if you want to tweak your offer. You tweak your offer, you come up with version 2. You put them through the acquisition system, you close better clients, and they get better results. You kind of see if they want to improve the product, like you see if you can provide more solutions to improve the product. And then obviously once you improve the product over here, you go back and you create version 3 of the product or offer, you put it through the acquisition system, you repeat the process again, you come to the version 4 of the offer. This genuinely just takes 1 year. That's it. It takes 1 year for you to hit 100K per month. That's it. 1 year. Like 1 year is a maximum amount of time, considering you follow each of the steps that I have in plan, basically, right? And each of these kind of systems will take 3 months to give you an accurate data. So don't make any sort of decisions within first 2 weeks of closing clients and everything. Like actually take 3 months first, get a lot of data first, and using that data you'll have much accurate answers, which basically means like you'll be able to take decisions clearly. It's a regression to the mean sort of thing which comes under mathematics. It's another mental module you guys need to learn if you want to scale your info product, if you're a coach, mentor, or consultant. So to end this video, there are 3 things that matter the most for improving your info product or scaling your info product, right? Offer clarity, client acquisition systems, and client results. Why do I look so fucking dark? I don't know, I have low lighting in my room, but yeah. Anyways, each of these things are pretty simple, right? Offer clarity is basically what are you selling, who are you selling it to, and why does it matter? Why does it matter to these guys? Will their personal and professional life change if they get this transformation? Remember that, right? Client acquisitions is pretty simple, just consistent way to get in front and close the leads, right? You want to get in front of these leads and you want to close them so that you can test out your product and then come up with a better version so that you're providing more value down the line, which means you're making more money down the line, right? Client results is obviously having the proof of your clients going through your product, getting the results, and that proof should make your price feel cheap, the cost feel cheap. Like literally if you have like 5 clients, you've gotten to 20K per month, and you charge your next client like 3K upfront, he will be more than happy to say yes, because he knows you can get him to 20K per month. It's as simple as that, right? So if this video made a lot of sense, amazing. Drop a like, because that gives the sign to the YouTube algorithm to give you more such videos. And yeah, one more thing, I made a promise to you guys at the start of this video that if you're a coach and you want to be $3,000 richer, stick to that. Well, here's what I have for you, right? I can promise to scale your offer to 50K per month in 26 weeks. And if I fail to do so, I'm going to personally wire transfer $3,000 out of my pocket. So if you want more information, click the first link in the YouTube description just below, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace.